Mary Farkas. I'm the Director of Therapeutic Activities at the Hebrew Home at Riverdale, and I'm very happy to be here with Mr. and Mrs. Morris and Rita Ducoff on this beautiful August day in the summer of 2015. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. I wanted to ask you both a little bit about the store that you ran together in New Jersey, near the commuter line it was, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about the shop?
I was there 38 years, and
I came after.
I was there 38 years. It was right in the center of town, across from the railroad station, and it was busy night and day, busy. And I knew everybody in that town, everybody, from the gambling, from the bookmakers to the guy who lived under the railroad. I knew them all.
Yeah.
And what else am I going to tell you? I knew about the woman who lived above the shoe store, and
saw the gentleman.
And what else? Oh,
You didn't miss a beat. You must have seen everything in that
I knew
town.
everybody in that town.
Well, our store opened at 6 in the morning and didn't close till 9 o'clock.
We had a family doctor. His name was Brennan, I think. And I went up and see him one time, and the guy was about 60 pounds overweight, and he had a bottle of booze on his desk. And it's a doctor.
Uh-oh.
And what else? The Democratic chairman of Union County was living in an apartment down the block from the store, and I heard later that he had a heart attack at sea because he was with a young woman who was a lot younger than him.
Oh dear.
That's what I heard. I don't know if it's true.
He can't verify it.
So lots of stories of the town running that shop.
Yeah, because if you lived in that town or even came through it, everybody came into our store at one time or another. Every school kid for supplies. Don't forget, there was no, office supply stores. We were it. You wanted tobacco, you came to us. You wanted leather goods, you came to us. So it was a very varied clientele and very interesting.
Never a boring day, I'm sure.
No, not really, no.
I also wanted to ask you both, I know you're both dog lovers, and that you had a wonderful dog named Benny.
Yes, that was our last one.
Benny with the brown spots, not the black spots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about Benny?
Well, I got him. My daughter in her last year at college. This guy she was running around with, he was a breeder in Maryland, and they broke up. And next day she had the dog, and the next day after that I had the dog, and I had the dog 14 years. Wonderful,
14 years.
Dog.
Benny was with us. I thought
He understood head commands, Great dog, wonderful dog, and I still miss him today. As a last resort, I started to talk to my wife and say,
Sounds like he was a great dog.
Yeah, he was. He was a very intelligent dog. I could talk to him like I talked to you, and he knew what I meant.
He was deaf, I took him to a county park one time, and I said to myself, I hope he comes back, And I let him out. He went out like a rocket. He went out of the door like a rocket. And I waited for about 10 minutes, and all of a sudden, way in the distance, I see something there. Two doggies came running right back to me.
Loyal to you?
Yeah.
Very loyal.
Yes, he was a good dog. He really was.
And he used to sit in the kitchen, and he wouldn't dare come near the table, And he'd go, every time I go like this, he'd go.
Watching the food, every move of the food.
Go like that.
He was very well trained, and we did not train him. The young man who was a friend of my daughter's had trained him, and he really did a fantastic job because this dog was deaf, and you would wonder how he knows what you mean, but he knew every time.
Wow. Sounds like he was a great companion.
Yeah, he was really more a companion for my husband. Too bad we didn't have him to bring here. But that's how it goes.
38 years I was there. And,
not with that dog.
no, 38 years, and every Sunday and every Wednesday, I would look in the paper, the Times, if there any news from the Pope or the Vatican. Because it was on Sunday or Wednesday, every Sunday or Wednesday, there was some kind of a notice about the Vatican and the Pope and all that. Like clockwork on Sunday and Wednesday.
So you always kept up with the news. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you both also about how you met. I know you had a special story about how you met. Can you share that story with us?
Well, I had an automobile, a good friend of mine was an automobile mechanic. And I bought an MG, you know, an MG years ago, had big chrome headlights and no windows, two-seater. And he had a black one, and mine was yellow. And we used to go out on Sunday up in the mountains and drive around. And this guy's girlfriend introduced me to her while I had the car. And I had the car a year and had trouble getting in and out of it. I once went to visit her in the apartment, and her father was there. And he was walking around, and I see he's looking out the window. And then he disappeared. And I looked out the window, he came outside, and he was walking around the car, and he opened the door, and he stood in front of the car, and he shook his head, you know, and he came back up.
So you drove around in that yellow MG together for several years?
No, just not too long. My wife had trouble getting in and out of it.
Yeah, but we used it for about a year and a half, and then we got married, and what did we buy? I don't remember.
We bought a Studebaker.
Oh yeah.
A little more practical, maybe not as much fun.
And then I had the six Mercedes Benzes in a row.
You love cars, Mr. Ducoff.
Well, I was so impressed with the first one when I was in the dealer's showroom. He took me and showed me a movie about the safety of this car. How they picked up the whole car with a lock, with a hook, and then lifted the whole car up at a lock. And how the motor was designed in case of an accident, go under the car.
Wow.
So I bought it. It didn't look that great to me, but I bought it. And sure enough, a year later, I had 4 kids in the back, and the seatbelts weren't in it yet. No seatbelts. And I had that accident.
Bad.
And they opened the door and they walked out. And the car was a wreck.
The car was a mess, but the compartment where we all sat was fine, like nothing had happened.
Wow.
And people couldn't. I remember the fire department came because they thought they'd have a fire to put out, and they couldn't believe that we all got out of the car like it was nothing.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
The last one I had was about 6, 7 years ago, I think, or more, maybe 8.
Any wisdom to pass on?
Any what?
Wisdom to pass on.
Maybe a sense of humor.
Yes. You better have that, or you can't stay married as long as we are.
All right, well, we'll end it on that note about a good sense of humor.